Hi everyone, I'm Michelle, and this is my first YouTube video. So I'd say welcome back to my channel like everyone else, but that'd be a lie because this is my first video. So this is your first time here. So hey, today I am doing a look using the Colourpop It's My Pleasure palette, which you'll see here. Did I just give myself away? This is what I did. Sorry. Anyway, so if you want to see how I got this look, if you want a tutorial for, I'd say a beginner, because I'm not a makeup artist. I'm a makeup enthusiast. I just love makeup. And 2 years ago, I used to put my blush on like this with my freaking hands. So I've come a long way, but I still have so much to learn. So I'm excited to have you here, and let's jump into it. I feel like I should do something with my hands, but I almost knocked this over. Let's jump in. Let's get into it. Let's get in it. This is one huge learning curve for me, so bear with me. The first thing I do always is I start with my brows. I know a lot of people are like, but you'll get powder in your brows. I know, I do. I do every time. Here's the thing. I like to carve out my bras. I would like to carve out a bra, but I have like an A cup. Anyway, I like to carve out my brows. I like to carve out my brows. I'm not fancy with my brows. As you can see, I have an adequate amount of brow hair. I mean, it's not like I'm Brooke Shields or anything, I wish. But I've got enough to work with, so I just kind of draw them in. Brows are the most boring thing ever. I think that's even enough. Mine are never twins. Sometimes they're not even sisters. I'm lucky if they're cousins, but I'll take it. I typically use this little stick concealer from Tarte. It's shade Fair because she pasty. And I'm not really carving, I'm just kind of painting it around my brow. And then I'm purple in here, so I like to take some just on the insides of my eyes, like that. We'll fix all this darkness later. I'm gonna apologize in advance for my mirror. Literally, usually when I do my makeup, I'm like this, because I'm blind as a bat without my glasses, so I'm trying. She blended. Okay, I'm using my Urban Decay primer potion. This is my Ride or Die lid primer. I just pat it on with my ring finger. If I'm doing something like not basic, because my eyes are so hooded, I like to use tape. I cheat. Sorry about it. I'm gonna dip into the Colourpop It's My Pleasure palette because I want to do something purple. We're gonna go in with the shade Kitten Fish. Taking this on a little Japanese fluffy blending brush, and I am blending it into the crease. So I said I cheat with tape sometimes. My eyes are just so hooded that I really want that shape. When I have it kind of going upwards, it, to me, creates more of an illusion that my eyes are open instead of closed off. And I mean, I don't have the worst hooded eyes in the world, but they're not great. So tape is just an easy way to help me get the shape I'm going after. Just a little cheat. Maybe one day I'll be good enough to where I won't need it, but I'm a makeup enthusiast. I have no idea what I'm actually doing. Like, I play with makeup a lot on my downtime, especially when the kids are napping, and that's all I know. Okay, so now that Kitten Fish, what are these names? I'm gonna go in with more of a fluffier blending brush, a la Morphe. Y'all can talk about Morphe all you want. I know they're not the best quality and they shed, but they're like $6, and sometimes I'm balling on a budget. I'm gonna go in with Fan Fiction down here. It's just a deeper pink. I said I was gonna do purple shadow. Man, you'll never trust me again. Okay, so all I'm doing now is blending Fan Fiction right under where I placed Kitten Fish. And I'm just blending the two together, but really focusing on getting it into my crease. Do I do a cut crease today? No. Well, no. Let's do it. Let's just half cut the crease. So I like to use the Colourpop No Filter Concealer for cutting the crease because it is, it's like $6. That's them on the back of my hand, and I love this brush from Ofra Cosmetics. Doesn't have a name on it, but it's my favorite for cutting my crease. I know this can be daunting for a lot of people, especially starting out. Like 2 years ago when I was getting into makeup, she would have never. But the best tip and trick is to really paint your lid. I don't know if I have enough on there. Let's try it. And you look up. Yeah, there you go. And you can kind of see the transfer. That's where the top of your cut crease is going to be. So you just take your brush and kind of drag the concealer down. You don't want to use too much because then you're just going to be a goopy mess. I like a very thin layer of concealer when I cut the crease. I'm going to take the deepest matte shade in here, Sleeper. I always just tap it to start when I'm doing a deeper shade because I don't know what I'm messing with pigment wise. I don't want to make a mess of my whole eye look and ruin it basically. So I just go in light, tap, 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 following along my tape so that I have the desired shape I want, and I'm bringing it up to the edge of where my cut crease ends. Once I have that down, I get a small like detail blending brush and I go above my cut crease with just the smallest amount of that purple color because I'm not trying to look like I have a black eye, although I'm succeeding in this moment, and I'm just ever so gently blending it above the cut crease. Right now I'm just using the bigger fluffy brush to blend out the edges of that dark shadow Sleeper because it was looking really harsh, really dark, and I was not about it. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now is peel off my tape because I have my desired shape. This has to be so bad for my skin. RIP, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I've got my desired shape, but what I don't like is that it's a very harsh line because there was tape there, obviously. So I'm gonna just take a clean blending brush and just kind of go over that edge to just kind of tone it down so it's not as harsh because that doesn't look good on anybody. For being real in real Michelle fashion, my favorite thing to do is put the lightest shade in the palette like on my lid just because I like the contrast from the light to the darks. In this palette, the middle shade, Earth Shine, yeah, Earth Shine is the lightest shade. So I go in, oh, it's so pretty. That's gorgeous. Okay, so I go in at first with just a dense brush to pack it on the lid. I'm not a big fan of spraying my shadows unless I absolutely have to, but I do know that that helps foil the shimmer shades. I like to try to do it without first, so I'm gonna see where I can get with this brush. It's pretty, but it's not very opaque. It's more of a topper, it looks like. So change of plans. I'm gonna go in with Mr. Sandman down here and see if we can get anywhere else. Okay, not to complicate this look anymore, I'm gonna go back into Earth Shine with just my finger. And oh, okay, that's the business. It applies very nicely with my finger now that I've layered on so much crap onto my lid. I'm putting it on, I'm being very careful not to go up into where I laid the cut crease because I don't want a ton of glitter up there. It's inevitable. There is going to be some transfer. Not that serious. I can deal with a little transfer, but not if I can help it. Putting Sleeper back in the outer V because I went a little too far out with my shadow, and you know what? It's okay. Because again, it's just makeup. But this also allows me to have more of a clean blend as I blend it into the shimmer. I'm going to take a little bit of Do or Dough just on my finger and use it to blend my matte and my shimmer together just because it's a nice little purple. I might just add a fun shift depending on the light. Okay, time for the face. So I'm going in with the Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. It's new to me. I used it for the first time yesterday and I really did like it. I don't know if I'm the best candidate for it though because I have a pretty even skin tone. This worked really well as just a primer as far as brightening. I don't know. Can we tell? Since I'm not going anywhere fancy today, I'm just going in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. Ooh, that's a mouthful. And I usually do 3 pumps. Come at me. And I just use the fat end of my sponge blend it all over my face. Any other big nose girls relate? If we want to keep it really real, keep it 100. I stick my pinky in my nostril like this so I can get in the little crack of my nose. Super glamorous. And then I have to decide, do I want to be trash and leave it like this since I'm not really doing anything today, or do I want to blend it into my neck? We'll just do a light bead on the neck and the chin and the other chin. Can't leave her out. Okay. Now that I hope I'm blended, I'm going to use the e.l.f. 16-hour camo. That's a very random 16 hours. Okay, 16-hour camo concealer. This is my favorite drugstore concealer. I do little triangles. I'm not like beauty. I'm not like beauty guru status where I do like a big, well, I was doing it because I was envisioning it, but typically that's all I do. Put a little goatee right there. Well, that's not a goatee. Is that a soul patch? I don't know. Do it straight down the nose because we want to make her look even bigger. And then I just do a little, sometimes I'll do like a little sun or just like fireworks. Just whatever my artistic self wants to do that day. And then blend. Oh, and then I use the triangle part for this. So I hope there's a fast forward option on whatever I decide to edit this on, because man, you're gonna love this. It's gonna look like this. So then I take the little tip and go under my under eye. And something I do often is wipe my sponge on my arm just in case there was any like fallout from my shadow that I didn't see. I don't want to keep stamping it into my under eye and make it look dark. So pro tip from a not pro. I mean, it's not even pro tip, it's just probably what everyone does. No, what everyone does is wipes their fallout away first. I'm gonna go in with the Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder. I think it's $9, and honestly, it's like one of my favorite powders. And a lot of people use a sponge. I like to go in with a brush. I use this one from Real Techniques and watch as the powder falls and floats. I wonder what my lungs are gonna look like in like 10 years from breathing all this crap in. Probably not great. At least I don't smoke. I like to look like Santa, like full-on Santa, because I typically crease on my chin and in my smile lines, and then I do a nice healthy dusting of my nose. I'm not oily, I'm normal to dry, but makeup still tends to break up the fastest on my nose. I'm gonna use Hoola Lite, specifically because I'm hitting so much pan on it and I wanna keep that up. So going in with this Aesthetica P12 brush, and we are going to stamp it under my cheekbone where you typically put bronzer. I'm someone who doesn't really have great cheekbones. I like to create the illusion. However, on a typical makeup day like today, because this is my typical makeup day, I do not contour. I strictly just bronze. I ain't got time to contour. Even on like my full beat days where I might like pop a lash on, I still probably won't contour. Okay, make sure my hairline's good. Make sure my jawline is good. I like to take a little more powder and cut my bronzer. Since I didn't take the time to contour, this might help give me an illusion that my face isn't just a circle. Let's add some dimension. That is truly the only thing I let bake in my typical routine, right here. Otherwise, I dust off the powder everywhere else on my face. And then while I'm baking here, that's when I'll go in and smoke out my lower lash line. So I'm gonna take that darkest matte shade again, Sleeper, and go to work right under the lash line. I wanna hug it and keep it really close. I don't bring it all the way into the inner corner because I already have smaller eyes, and when you bring the darkness, as most of you know already, it tends to make your eyes look even smaller. And I'm not going for like some sexy smoky eye. Although, it's a little smoky, isn't it? It's like a purple smoky eye. I should have zoomed back in. I go back in with Fan Fiction, which is there's really not many mattes in this palette. There's 3 mattes, so it's the middle matte shade. It's not the lightest. And I'm gonna start in the middle and bring it out. And take a little small fluffy blending brush. Right now I'm just smoking out a little because, again, no harsh lines. Now I'm gonna dust away my bag. Really not much of a bag. And I honestly like to blend my powder into my bronzer because I think it doesn't make it look as harsh. I'm so fair that, I mean, bronzer is super noticeable on me, even when I go with a light one, such as this. I'm gonna go in with Milani Romantic Rose Blush, one of my favorite blushes. I wear it a few times a week at least. Go in with a Morphe E4, which is my favorite blush brush, and I'm just going to start like this because it can be pretty pigmented. And just dust it around the apple of my cheek. And then whenever I actually let myself look in the mirror, that's when I will work it in circles and bring it up. Do what technique works best for you, but I find that this just works best for my face. We all have different faces, so really the best thing you can do is trial and error. I'm gonna use Ofra Pillowtalk highlighter. I think it'll really complement the pinky purple we've got going on. If you've never used an Ofra highlighter, they'll make sure you're seen from space. I am gonna look in a mirror for my nose because I'm not trying to play myself. All right, and pop that highlight in the inner corner. Now for one of the things I'm most scared to try to do on camera. I'm probably not gonna do it on camera. Do I do it on camera? I'm going with the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick in shade Baci. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Before I do my mascara, I'm gonna use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. If you haven't used this, it's hairspray for your face. It tastes like shit. But you don't have to keep going like this. And it's just the finest mist. It doesn't leave water droplets on your face. So good. Does it make my makeup last all day, all night? I have no idea. But it feels good on my face. Honestly, I like to use it more just to like settle the powders into my skin so I don't feel as like matte. I'm gonna go in with Lancôme Monsieur Beige mascara on my upper lashes. It's my favorite. I use Benefit Bad Gal Bang on my lower lashes. It's the best wand to just get these little baby lashes. Voila. I'm gonna try to go get hot real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I know I said I was gonna try to go get hot. That was a lie. I threw my hair up because, let's be real, I'm not doing my hair. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, seriously, because I feel like I just rambled on and on while I like put a face on. And if anyone out there actually cares what I have to say, that's pretty cool. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Bye. Sorry. I'm Richard Nixon.